Alright guys, it is time for mail call once again, and I've got two repeat subscribers here sending me parts again, which is freaking awesome. I love it. You know, I've stated it before, I've been trying to get a 55 gutted out body, four-door Bel Air from a guy, and I just kind of wanted to put it together with spare parts. Save it basically, because there's no chassis under it and stuff like that. It's just the body, but it does have the doors and the windows and the seats and all that stuff in it. All the dash parts are gone and stuff like that. You know, no engine obviously because there's no chassis under it, but I have a roller chassis in my backyard and steering box and everything. So, and I can always come up with a little engine somewhere like 305 or something. But obviously I'd like to have a 350, but you get what I'm saying. You can usually find 305s for next to nothing because nobody wants them. And if I'm just going to get a car up and running, making it out of parts, you know what I mean? So if you're local to Tulsa area and you have a small block Chevy 305, a good used one, I don't mind taking it apart and putting new gaskets and stuff in it, seals and stuff. Let me know. I'd be interested in another small block. I'd take a 350, but 350s are a little bit more money, you know what I mean? Anyway, I've got some boxes here. Don Morton, who has sent me parts before, sent me 3 more boxes. And then I got another package from Joe Ryer again. And so I'm going to run you through this. So the first few boxes is going to be from Don Morton. I'm going to show this first. I've already got it out of the box and laying here and still in its styrofoam because to me, out of all those parts, this really kind of blew me away. That's a lot of money on a part for Don to send me for free. You know, it's kind of unbelievable, you know what I mean? And I do appreciate it. I love it. You know, if I ever put power steering on my wife's 55, I'm going to build it for her first one of these days, and it's going to be all manual with little skinny tires all the way around on it. But if it gets to the point where she wants power steering, we'll put power steering on. I'm going to put the steering wheel that he sent on her car. So I'm going to show this, which I already let the cat out of the bag, that it is a steering wheel. And this is a 15-inch factory Bel Air 55 steering wheel. It has a good used chrome horn ring, and he did send the center with it, and it's got a really nice chrome V emblem on it. But anyway, this is awesome. These things are expensive, man. So I can't believe it. You know what I mean? That's a nice piece, man. I have a 16-inch for my 55, and this is a 15-inch. Those 16-inchers, you have to get them from Mutton Hollow, and then these 15s, I think you can get them at a lot of places, but this one is actually, here's the box for it right here. This is the Speedway one. But anyway, I was kind of blown away by that. That's pretty awesome, man. That is really awesome. Anyway, he sent another little package here. So this is looks like a polished stainless and steel flex fan. Pretty nice deal. Lots of blades, which I like. I will most likely use this on my 2-door post project because it's nicer than the other one that I have. That I've got another one, but it's kind of rough. Somebody spray painted it red and the paint's flaking off of it. I may put it on the parts donated car that I'm going to try to build in the future. So that nice one's going to go on my 2-door post project. He sent me a couple of fuel sending units. One is 5/16, the other one is 3/8. These are not new, they are used. Oh, there's actually 2 in this one, 2 fuel sending units. And these I have been successful. If the fuel gauge is not working, I have kind of piddled with these a little bit and got them to work. And it's basically just prying the tabs open on that contact that rubs in there. One of them I had, the thing wasn't even touching the contact, so I had to do a little bending on it, and I got it to work after that. But this will be absolutely perfect to put in the other car, you know, if I get it drug in here. I did try to call that guy about that 55 the other day, and he didn't answer the call, and I didn't leave a message because I don't want to bug the heck out of him like that, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is actually the really nice sending unit. It's the longer sump with the nice brass float and the good sock on it. This one's 5/16, which is still very much fine. If I put a 305 or some small cubic inch something in that donated 55 parts build, subscriber build, whatever I'm going to call that, I might just put 5/16 stuff on it. Anyway, he sent a taillight housing. This is an original, so this can be blasted and restored. So the socket here is loose where the bulb goes in. That is your ground. So if you've got one that's messed up and this is loose, it's not grounding. This can be, I put a 12-point socket over the flange on that and set it on the ground, and I use another socket inside, and I use a hammer and hammer on the top of that deep well socket down in there, and it'll tighten this up. I've also before drilled a real tiny hole and put a little bitty fine jeweler's screw down into the housing to make sure I get a good ground. So I can definitely make that one work. Apparently he watched the video where I got the ignition coil, and as I was looking at it in the video, the oil come out of it and got on me. I ended up throwing that coil in the trash, but anyway, he sent me an MSD Blaster 2 coil, so that's pretty awesome. I'm probably going to put a points distributor in the subscriber donated car, because I do have a good used points distributor, small block Chevy, that I'll just put that in there with that coil. Trying to come out the bottom on me. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off and start it again because my GoPro doesn't chapter. Okay, continuing on. So I'm pretty sure this is a Carter. No, it's an Edelbrock. Oh, it's definitely Edelbrock. That's an Edelbrock mechanical fuel pump. And I think these are rebuildable. I'm not 100% sure. These usually don't really fit a 55, 6, or 7 chassis very well because they kind of hit the frame cradle, but they can be notched to work. He did leave a couple of fittings in there, so that's really nice to have some fittings in there, but I don't know, this pump may work. I don't know. I didn't ask him, so if you're watching, comment below on and tell me if that fuel pump is still operating or not. I think you can buy a rebuild kit for those, if I remember right. I may be wrong about that because I've never rebuilt one. Anyway, this is kind of like the crown jewel, second crown jewel, I guess you'd say, that he sent me, because that 15-inch Bel Air wheel is just awesome. This is a factory 55 or 6 210 steering wheel. This is just a 2-spoke. Now my wife's 55 4-door is a 210 series, but this one doesn't have any cracks in it. And this is the first time I've ever seen an original steering wheel with no cracks. I am really blown away by that. This is a very, very nice steering wheel. So this will be the steering wheel that I, paint to match her car, the dash color and column color. This one will go in her car. I do have another one of these, but it has a lot of cracks that need redone. And then he also sent the horn ring for the 210 series, 150 or 210 series, I should say. Actually, I think the 150 takes a different centerpiece, but anyway, it's 210 stuff. Has the horn center deal and the ring itself. I don't think I have this piece for her steering wheel, so that's awesome. But I do have a chrome ring that I'd already polished that was original, and it's really, really nice. This one's definitely usable. It'll clean up too, but the one I have already is really super clean, so I'll use it first. And then there's a lot of little stuff in this box, which is pretty cool. Here is the chrome MSD coil bracket for the MSD coil. That's pretty awesome. He sent me an odometer. This is an electric temperature. No, it's oil pressure. So this is an electric odometer oil pressure gauge. And I don't know if there's a sender in there for that or not, but I think I have one in my parts box, an extra one. I think it was from an auto gauge if I remember right, and that's Autometer. I think it's the same. I could be wrong on that. So he sent some carburetor gaskets, which I always need these. And then this is like one of those cardboard, you know, thick with the metal sleeve inserts. Kind of like, it reminds me of the Quadrajet ones you used to get, which this would be very good for cutting down fuel boil, heat soak, whatever you want to call it, vapor lock. So I may end up using that. Now with me being I like electrical things, like the electrical part of a car, like I like wiring cars and stuff. So I'm kind of a little bit of I geek out over wiring and terminals and connectors and stuff like that. That's really trick looking stuff. Anyway, this cable, which I would use it as a ground cable because it's black, it does say 1/0 gauge heavy duty welding and battery cable, 600 volt. But look at the quality of the way the ends are on that with the heat shrink. This is done very well. It's a really nice ground cable to use. That's that stuff like that, you know, I enjoy that stuff. He sent me some U-joint retainers, which I can always use those because sometimes when you go to put a U-joint in and the pliers slip, my needle nose pliers slip trying to put them in and they fly somewhere, and sometimes you don't find them. So he sent me some coat hooks, and these are, you know, 55, 56, 57, and these look new. I do believe these are brand new chrome. So those will go in my wife's 55 four-door. Then he sent me a factory water neck for, you know, like a 5, 6, or 7, the center port on the radiator. So that's really nice. I actually have one of these for my wife's car, and it's very, very pitted. This one's really smooth. So now I have a nice one to put on her car. That really, really neat. You know, when I build a car, I like to have the nicest parts I can find, and I think that's what's awesome about having spare parts laying around. You can always compare. So here's a little Edelbrock aluminum fuel filter. These you can actually unscrew and clean out and put back together. And what I like about it is it's the blue and red anodized. So this is going to go on my two-door post project because I'm making it look like a vintage, you know, 70s / very early 80s little street car like my brother's 55. I was going to put some of the stainless steel braided hose on the fuel system on it, from the carburetor to the pump anyway. And then he sent me this braided ground strap. Now this, again, I'm geeking out on because it's really nice quality. I put one of these on just about every car I build anyway, so that's really awesome. And then I didn't know you could get these in blue, so this is also going on my two-door post project because I'm running a mechanical fan on that. I'm really an electric fan guy. I really like electric fans, and the main reason is your CFM that an electric fan pulls, you get that no matter whether you're stopped in traffic or you're, you know, driving or whatever. You with a mechanical fan, if you've got your RPM down low and you're stuck in traffic, you know, your fan's not turning that fast. But an electric fan, when it comes on, it's on. So like a single speed one, I mean. Anyway, this is a for the flex fan, and it's blue anodized, and it actually looks brand new. So this is also going to go on my vintage two-door post build if it's the right length, which I'll adjust all kinds of crap on that radiator and stuff until I get it to fit. But I'll do what I can to get it to work, basically. Here's a couple of tie rod dust boots, and this is a piece for a two-door bench seat. It's the adjustment piece. And looks like some miscellaneous clips and stuff. There's a canceller for the turn signal that goes in the column, the little plastic piece. What is that? Fuel tank sending unit screws. And then here's some miscellaneous plugs and stuff like that, like plugs for pipe threads, which I always need. So that is the end of Don's free packages. So again, thanks, Don. There's some really nice stuff in there, man. All right, guys, so The final box here is from Joe Ryer. I asked him how to pronounce that last time he sent me parts, and now I forgot, so sorry for butchering your name there, Joe. I don't have a real good memory. I have post-it notes everywhere because I just can't remember stuff very well anymore. But anyway, he sent me 2 radios. They're used old originals, and this one is a push button. This one got damaged in shipping, which is not a big deal. Anyway, it broke off the selector knob and it pushed the volume knob all the way back in. You can kind of see in the box it just hammered it where during shipping it got beat around pretty bad. But anyway, so there's an extra push button one. And the other radio, I think there's a big old gouge in one of the plastic knobs. The one that's just like this that I got sent before, there's a big gouge in one of the knobs, or a chunks broke off of it or something. So there's a parts knob right there I can put on that. And if this chrome lens is better than the other one, I can switch them out, you know what I mean? It's just to fill a hole in the dash of my buddy's car. I texted him and the day I did the unboxing video, and I told him I had that radio for him and told him to come by and pick it up. And he lives like 6 miles from here and he hasn't been by, so I don't think he's as worried about his empty hole in the dash as I am. And then he sent this radio, and I'm not sure what this is out of. It has 56 Bel Air knobs on it. You know what, them knobs may have been laying in there in a bag and I may have stuck them on here, I don't remember. Because when this came in, it's been probably 3 weeks ago or so, maybe longer. And I've been waiting for some other stuff to come in. Anyway, I may put these 56 knobs on here, I don't remember, but anyway, these knobs are 56 Bel Air, and I'm not sure what this radio is actually out of, because you can see how close together it is right here. The knobs are really close. You know, 55, 56 is pretty far apart, and these are really close. So, I mean, no doubt it's some kind of Chevy product, because there's the crest like you'd see on a 55, 56, or 57. And 57s, they have that radio face that's kind of, I guess, has a curve on it. This one's straight. But if anybody knows what that radio fits, let me know. It is cool that it has the crest on it, but I think this would be neat just to set on the shelf, you know. One of these days, if I ever build a shop, I've got all kinds of little neat things to put on shelves for just to have on there for display purposes, and that radio is going to be one of them. But if I can find out what that is, I'll try to see if I can find knobs for it at one point and put the correct knobs on it to have on the shelf. But anyway, thanks again, Joe. That's pretty awesome. I guess I actually need to call that guy on that 55 four-door body again and see if I can get a hold of him. I don't really want to leave him a message. I just want maybe he'll answer it. I'll just have to see. I ought to probably drive over there, but it's about, I don't know, 35, 40-minute drive from here. And he's in and out of the hospital lately, so I don't want to miss him, you know what I mean? Drive over there for nothing. But anyway, guys, thanks for sending me those donated parts. It's awesome, man. I freaking love it. I really love it. I love getting, you know, parts from people. It's just cool. Because if I ever do find another 55 body to put a lot of these donated parts on, I think it'd be neat to have a car built completely out of spare parts. And to me, the way I'm looking at that four-door is I'm going to save that car. I just think it'd be cool. But it can be used, you know what I mean? It could be used as a parts runner, or, you know, if I wanted to go do some salvage yarding, I think that car would be fun to drive, because you can drive it over there and even drive it out in the back, you know, to get the parts if you wanted to. Some of the salvages I go to anyway. One of them in particular, you got to walk like a quarter mile back behind that place, or even further, to get to the Tri-5 Chevys to take parts off of them. And it would be nice to be able to drive back there. But anyway, thanks for the parts, guys. Much appreciated.